This week, it's a bit of a personal one. When you're in a world that's constantly moving and constantly growing and things are so fast paced in the urban environment, you don't actually get time to sit down and have a conversation with yourself. How are you doing and how is everything going and what is making you feel uncomfortable? What are you grateful for? These things, as much as we put it aside as like, oh, when I have time, they play integral roles in our development. They play integral roles in our well-being. And so much can get lost in the drama. Like, so much can get lost in the middle of things otherwise. So really sitting down and coming to an agreement with yourself to speak and understand yourself is so important. This week we're talking about the power of self-reflection and how self-reflection has been really huge for like understanding myself, me understanding patterns that don't actually serve me but have been there for so long that it just feels right. And really talking to yourself helps you build that relationship with yourself. You're not just shutting off emotions that you don't want to experience. You're not just going by every day and dealing with things that you know you shouldn't be inherently dealing with if you don't sit down and have time to reflect. Let's get straight to it. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I am so happy to have you back, and this week I'm finally getting a rest from finishing all my assessments for my uni degree, so that's fun. And I just have my midterm break now, so we get some time to ourselves. Power of self-reflection. I don't think people understand that building a relationship with yourself before you build a relationship with anyone else is so important. Like, people don't lie when they say you can't just have your glass empty and then try for other people's glasses. Like, you need to actually find yourself first. Like, you genuinely need to build a relationship with yourself, and individuality isn't something that stays concrete over time either, so it's actually like a continual process. So what I want to preface is introspection, like sitting in a room in silence and think. Like, it sounds so simple, but it genuinely holds so much weight. A lot of the times we look externally to like answer questions about ourselves. Like, we look to like BuzzFeed, like little personality tests and stuff, but I think we generally do know ourselves a lot more than we give ourselves credit for. Like, we have lived with ourselves our whole lives, so even if you're not being honest with yourself in this current moment, like, your conscience will actually tell you what you need to know. So sitting down and being like, what is it that I love about life right now? What is it I'm grateful for? Because gratefulness, my teacher told me this, and she always made us say what we're grateful for before we start class in fashion school. And she brought up something that like I found very interesting, being hearing what other people are grateful for rewires your brain to be more grateful as well. So in that way, affirmation really does help. Really just sitting down and understanding, what are you grateful for? Like, you don't even need to journal in a physical manner. You can journal and just have a conversation with yourself, because we're so quick to need company, we're so quick to need people, we're so quick to need environments that we're familiar in, that like when we're in environments that don't feel familiar anymore, or when we're in spaces that we're growing out of slowly, like that discomfort makes us want to hold on to the familiarity for longer. But truly, there's so much that you can learn from just talking to yourself. There's so much you can understand from just being there for yourself and building a relationship with yourself. Like, you know yourself first. You're gonna have yourself until the day you die. Like, everyone else is a come and go. Every other person is an experience. Like, you would like your actions to be reciprocated, yes, but they don't own, like, you don't own them. So when people leave your life, or when things change in your life, it's accepting the change. Like, it's accepting the growth, and it's accepting these new ways of understanding and new ways of doing things. it doesn't always have to be the same. So talk to yourself, ask yourself, what do I need to know in this season in my life? What am I feeling uncomfortable about? Why did that situation yesterday that I decided to have a tangent about and I got so upset about, what is it about that situation that triggered me so much? Understand these scars that you have in yourself. You can actually, like, you don't need to necessarily always talk to another person. Like I say, seek for help when you really do need it, absolutely. But we don't give ourselves enough credit, genuinely, because a lot of what we want to know, sometimes we genuinely do have the answer. You just have to trust the answer you receive first when you ask yourself. When you ask yourself, why do I keep falling back into this pattern? What does your brain tell you? What does your thoughts tell you? Having no distractions and having silence kind of helps you filter out the other thoughts. I filter out the, I have this to do, I have to do this assignment, everything kind of quiets. And then you can hear what your brain is trying to tell you. You can hear what you need because you yourself are answering your question and you know yourself best. I think understanding yourself as a concrete human being is also something that we need to reflect and remove from, because our attempt to understand ourselves is honestly like a long journey and it can change like any day, but that's the beauty of it. Like, you shouldn't have to look for yourself in a way that's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do all this work and I'm gonna build myself up and then I'm gonna know myself and everything's gonna be great. No, you change and grow. You change and grow a lot. Like, you change and grow through every season in your life. So understanding that and accepting that and being like, every new version of myself serves a purpose, every old version of myself served a purpose. It's just like, what am I learning new? Like, what do I need to learn and understand for this new version of myself to be holding weight, you know? Like, what is it about this version of yourself that you don't enjoy and that you'd want to change? What is it about old versions of you that actually, like, good things, like, you can take away good things even if they were bad situations. You can take away like resilience, you can take away endurance, you can take away like a lot of beautiful things from hard situations as well. But it's a matter of you sitting there and realizing and being like, I am more than just a surface level being. Like, I'm more than just one dimensional. You're never just set in stone, and you're not a victim to your vessel. Like, you have the ability to change. You have the ability to redefine who you are. It's contrary to popular belief. It's not like a company PR thing that like gets plastered. Well, now with the internet, honestly, company PR is like, they fix their scandals and we literally forget the company and the person that we cancelled yesterday. So, and everyone's kind of doing their own thing. So worry about yourself, you know? Like, spend some time with yourself, do things that make you happy, allow yourself to just be, allow yourself to be human, allow yourself to make mistakes, allow yourself to breathe and live, because that holds more weight over time than like you trying to perfect yourself now and like you trying to be someone that isn't you, or like trying to hold on to old versions of yourself because that's how you've understood yourself. You've just understood yourself as like this one-dimensional being. You can change that. You are so much more powerful than you think you are. So it's accepting your reality, but it's also accepting that you are a continual and ever-changing individual, and that is something that I can promise you, is that there's always going to be change. There's always going to be change. So use it to your advantage. Make something of yourself and make it meaningful. Make the change meaningful. Make yourself meaningful, however that may look for you. Reflecting also means not ignoring the things that are hard to face. It might be a relationship, it might be a friendship, it might be an environment, it might be a pattern, it might be a habit that you have. Like, understanding and reflecting and being like, this is not actually contributing to who I want to be. This is not helping me become into anyone that will mean anything to me. Like, I'm not gonna look at myself and be like, wow, proud, you know? Understanding those type of things is also very, very integral, because you ignoring that, it's a very time being band-aid. When people reveal themselves to you, when people show their true colors, when your friends show their true colors, when you're anyone like that you love, like anyone that you don't actually want to believe the truth about sometimes, when they show you who they are, believe them. And when they show you, when your environment kind of reveals itself and being like, I'm actually not good for you, not good for you. I'm doing more harm than good. Believe it. And if you don't know the way out of it, because a lot of the time we're so used to these environments, we're so used to these cages and these boundaries that we've just like grown up in, that we don't actually know a way out. But that's not something that you can't figure out as you go. You stepping into the void, you stepping out of the box and stepping into the void can be one of the scariest but the most liberating things. Because when you step into the void, you don't actually know who you are and you don't know what anything is. But like that gives you so much possibilities. Like the doors that opens just is like limitless. So you can give it a redefinition, you can give it a redirection, a new trajectory, because you have it in you too. You basically sit at the driving seat now and you steer the car. So learn to self-reflect, learn to be there for yourself, learn to be there for yourself in a way that's loving, and don't treat yourself the way others treat you. Treat yourself in the way that you know you deserve to be treated. Treat yourself in the way that you know you'd want to have been treated. Like, you can stop blaming all those people in the past. Like, I know it's hard, and like we always go through things that we're disappointed with the people around us with, but like this is their first time living too, so it's like, how much can you expect from someone? And that's always a hard realization when we're growing up, is that like the people around us, the people that we might have idealized growing up, it's just they're human too, and they make mistakes too. So instead of looking externally, look internally and see what you can change, see what you can understand about yourself. Build a relationship with your emotions, so you're not just suppressing things that are eventually just gonna boil up and come back right back out. Like, you're only putting a band-aid on it momentarily before it like fizzes up through the band-aid. Learn to understand your patterns, learn to be honest with yourself. When you know something is true about you, when you know, and even if it's something you don't want to hear, when you know something is true about you, take it into consideration. Because who else is going to do it if not for you? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to accept truths about yourself. You're going to have to understand yourself. You're going to have to make those hard decisions to hear the things that you know you need to hear and change them. Reflect, be there for yourself. And loneliness is a lack of self. It's not a lack of other people. Yes, we are social creatures. Humans are social beings. I'm not saying to be self-sufficient to the point you're completely isolated to the world. But self-reflection definitely provides so much space for growth, because it helps you realize where you are now, where you can be in the future, and also direct yourself in a way that's more efficient based on the patterns that you have in your past. Thank you guys for joining me for another one of our chats. I genuinely hope everyone takes something away from this, because a lot of the time understanding yourself and understanding where you're starting off, like having awareness, is always the first step to any type of growth. You accepting truths about yourself that may be hard to accept, or you trying to reflect and seeing space for growth, is required to know the way forward. Like, you accepting that there's something wrong in the first place, you accepting that there's somewhere you can grow and improve in the first place, that gives you the potential to grow. Next week we'll have another one of these videos for you guys, and yeah, stay disgustingly prosperous. Bye.